Welcome. Confidence is often talked about as something visible, how you speak, how you act, how you're perceived. But there's another kind of confidence, one that doesn't perform, one that doesn't explain itself. This is a space to explore that quieter confidence, the kind that settles into the body and changes how you move through everyday life. For many of us, confidence was taught as a performance, a skill to be mastered for an audience. We learned it as something external, a projection we send out into the world, hoping it will be well received. It was about being certain, or at least appearing to be. It was about being convincing, having the right words and the perfect argument at a moment's notice. Above all, it was about being seen as capable, as someone who has it all together. This is the confidence of the polished exterior, the flawless presentation, the quick and clever reply. It's a constant broadcast of competence. But that kind of confidence is fragile because it depends entirely on the response it gets. It lives on external feedback. It requires constant approval, even in the most subtle forms, like a nod in a meeting or a like on a post. Without that validation, it falters, it questions itself. The performance feels hollow. Quiet confidence feels different. It's not a broadcast, it's a state of being. It's an internal anchor, a sense of solidity that doesn't need to be announced. It doesn't rush to fill every silence. It finds comfort in the pause, knowing that an immediate answer isn't a measure of worth. It doesn't feel the need to correct every misunderstanding. It can allow others to be wrong about you, trusting that your truth doesn't require their agreement. It doesn't need to be impressive to feel solid. Its value isn't tied to achievement or recognition, it simply is. Because of its stillness, this quiet confidence is often mistaken for indifference, or it's perceived as softness, a lack of competitive edge. In a world that rewards noise, it can even be misinterpreted as weakness. But it's none of those things. It is a profound form of strength. It's the absence of the inner scrambling to be seen, to be heard, to be validated. The body isn't trying to prove its safety through posture or projection. The shoulders can finally drop. The nervous system isn't bracing for judgment. The jaw can unclench. The breath deepens, settling into the belly instead of catching in the throat. There is a quiet hum of self-possession. You may notice it in small, almost imperceptible moments throughout your day. The freedom in not needing to justify a small choice you've made for yourself. The ease of letting someone disagree with you without feeling a surge of tension or a need to win them over. The simple act of staying grounded and present when the attention in the room isn't on you, feeling no less valuable. When confidence no longer needs an audience, an enormous amount of energy returns to you. Not outwardly, as a burst of charisma or productivity, but inwardly. It's a quiet replenishing, a resource you no longer spend on managing perceptions. This is the space where you can finally hear your own thoughts, feel your own feelings, and trust your own rhythm, without the constant noise of seeking approval from the outside world. It is the quiet homecoming to yourself. Proving yourself often begins as a form of protection. It's a shield we learn to carry, sometimes so early we don't even remember picking it up. At some point, being capable, helpful, or impressive may have felt like the only way to stay safe, a strategy to secure our place and ensure we wouldn't be overlooked, abandoned, or criticized. This safety wasn't just physical, it was deeply emotional, social, and relational. It was about earning our belonging, one helpful act or impressive achievement at a time. We learned that our value felt conditional, tied to what we could offer. But over time, the weight of that shield becomes immense. The constant effort of upholding an image, of proving our worth, is profoundly tiring. It's a silent, draining performance that runs in the background of our lives. This exhaustion is fueled by a constant, vigilant scanning of our environment and ourselves. The inner monologue becomes a relentless loop of questions. Am I doing enough? Am I coming across the right way? Did they notice my contribution? Am I being understood, or am I being judged? This internal audit never rests. Quiet confidence offers a way to interrupt that exhausting loop. It's not a switch you flip, but a path you begin to walk. It doesn't mean you stop caring about others or about the quality of your work. It means you stop performing care. You stop treating every interaction as a referendum on your worth. The motivation shifts from external validation to internal alignment. This shift can feel deeply uncomfortable at first, even frightening. Letting go of performance can feel like letting go of control. If you're not actively managing perceptions, who will? If you're not proving your value, will you have any? But what often emerges in the space you create is not chaos, but a profound and quiet steadiness. The body, which has been holding the tension of the performance, finally relaxes. You might notice your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench, your breath deepen. Decisions feel simpler because they are no longer filtered through the lens of what will they think, but what feels right. Presence becomes easier to maintain. Instead of rehearsing your next line, you can simply listen. Instead of scanning for approval, you can simply connect. This kind of confidence here isn't a loud, declarative belief in yourself. It has no need for an audience. It's a quiet, internal trust that you don't need to convince anyone of your worth, because your worth is not up for debate. It is inherent. This is the feeling of being grounded in yourself. Living from quiet confidence changes how life feels. It's a subtle but profound shift, moving from a state of constant striving to one of gentle being. The external world may not look different, but your internal landscape is transformed. The frantic energy of needing to prove, to perform, to be seen in a certain way begins to dissolve. In its place, a quiet sense of okayness takes root, an inner knowing that you are enough, just as you are. You may notice fewer explanations for your choices. You no longer feel the need to build a case for your no, or justify taking time for yourself. A simple "I'm not available" or "that doesn't work for me" becomes sufficient. This isn't about being dismissive, it's about honoring your own capacity without apology. You'll find yourself setting clearer boundaries, not as walls to keep others out, but as markers of self-respect. They are drawn not from a place of anger or resentment, but from a calm understanding of what you need to feel grounded and whole. There's less urgency to respond to every message, every email, every perceived demand on your attention. You create more space between a stimulus and your reaction. In that space, you find choice. You can feel the impulse to react immediately and then consciously choose to wait, to breathe, to respond from a place of intention rather than instinct. This isn't because you're withdrawn or uncaring. It's because you're settled. Your nervous system is no longer in a state of high alert. You are anchored in your own body, rooted in the present moment. This kind of confidence shows up in small, quiet ways. It's choosing yourself without announcement, like leaving a gathering when you're tired instead of waiting for permission. It's holding your own pace even when the world around you rushes, trusting your own rhythm. It's letting silence exist in a conversation without the frantic need to fill it, allowing space for deeper thoughts to emerge. It's not dramatic, and that's the point. Quiet confidence doesn't need external reinforcement because its validation is internal. It deepens through consistency, through the accumulation of small repeated moments of self-trust. Each time you honor your need for rest, each time you speak your truth kindly, each time you choose a response instead of a reaction, you cast a vote for this new way of being. You are teaching your body, breath by breath, that it is safe to be at ease. The more it's lived, the more it becomes your natural state. It becomes the quiet hum beneath the noise of daily life, a foundation so solid it no longer needs to be named. Confidence doesn't need to look a certain way. It doesn't have to be bold or visible or validated. Sometimes confidence is simply the absence of inner argument. If something in this space resonated, let it stay with you gently. There's no need to act on it right away. Quiet confidence unfolds in its own time, and this is only one layer of that unfolding, cultivating inner strength and healing from within.